half the people think that I went too light on Boogie, and the other half think that I went too hard on Boogie, and I'm a psychopath, and now he has a liar tattoo because of me, and I'm torturing him.
It's kayfabe. It's kayfabe. It's obviously kayfabe.
I don't know what that is. You can be a full-grown man that knows terms like kayfabe. That's fine.
It's a wrestling term, you card.
Oh, so a full-grown man that knows wrestling terms. You can be that. I don't know what that is.
This is the game plan. Bring it all onto stream unless you get personally insulted, unless you get personally offended. And then all of a sudden we can't talk about it.
I understand many people here haven't had a real job, don't do real business, are so detached from the real world.
We're waiting while we're in the middle of our undercard. Oh, never mind.
Keemstar, welcome. How's it going, mate?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Damn, bro, showing the guns today.
I was out doing yard work. You can see my tan line.
Keem, you're the only rich guy I know who builds shit in their backyard themselves. I respect
Dude,
the hustle.
stop sucking him off. You were saying you're going to go at him super hard for this NDA shit.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that later, okay? Keemstar, what have you got to say about the Shadman stuff and whatever you want to say?
First, I think it's important that, you know, if you work really hard, that you take care of your own castle, that you do something to take care of your own castle. That's why, like, I have to do yard work, right? I have to appreciate my home. It makes me want to like work even harder to do all this stuff. And like, so the situation with Boogie where I make him mow the lawn and whatnot is to make sure that he actually values his home and he quits manipulating and doing all this other non-fucking sense. But Chud, what was the question?
You shouldn't let him back on the podcast until he shaves every ounce of hair off of his body, eyebrows included, covers himself in Vaseline, and flops on the floor like a slug.
The biggest problem with Bait It right now is half the people think that I went too light on Boogie and Boogie should be kicked off the show. And the other half think that I went too hard on Boogie and I'm a psychopath and now he has a liar tattoo because of me and I'm torturing him. So it's like, there's no middle ground. No one's like, you know what? I like this show. It's entertaining. Actually, all the people in the middle ground are saying the show is scripted and it's fake. So there is no W with the audience at all.
But Chud thinks it's fake.
I don't think all of it's fake. I think some of it. I mean, for example, the "Are we going to fire Boogie" shit that was obviously played up for fucking drama. That's obvious. That's undeniable.
No, he did not know. He didn't know if I was going to fire him or not. In fact, he thought I wasn't going to fire him.
It's kayfabe. It's fucking kayfabe. It's obviously kayfabe. You surely must have known that.
I don't know what that is. You can be a full-grown man that knows terms like kayfabe. That's fine.
It's a wrestling term, you fucking retard.
Oh, so a full-grown man that knows wrestling terms. You can be that. I don't know what that is.
Sorry, I've got good command of the English language, unlike you, okay? It means put on fake drama and wrestling.
Yeah, you can know that. That's on you, bro.
Fucking hell, dude. Anyway, listen, that's not what we're here for. I wanted to hear your take on the Shadman stuff.
He loves
this is shut up, Nick. This is like hard because it's like, you know, even the online personality, which is not really that different for me, just shifts completely because my daughter was involved, right? So this shit affects me so bad that I can't have my you know, reporter commentator like brain on. I just see red with all these people. In a general term, there were many creators that supported Chadman. And I'm not talking about these get out of jail terms like guilt by association. Oh, he's doing guilt by association. I'm talking about they actually supported him. They fucked with Shadman or whatever the fuck his name is. They collabed with him or wanted to collab with him. They talked to him frequently. I just found out that Belle Delphine, right, did a whole cosplay with him. I didn't even know that happened until this story broke. I think all these people are fucking scumbags. They should be under a microscope, just like Chris Tyson. The only person that apologized to me, the literally only person, is Ricky Berwick. And I immediately accepted his apology, right? I don't think Ricky Berwick is a pedo. I don't think a lot of the people that associate it with this guy are pedos. I think they were chasing clout. There was a bunch of people there was a bunch of people that supported this guy, and they thought it was cool that he was drawing underage kids in real life and just figures that were underage. They thought that was cool. And people, if you supported it, you got a certain audience to support you. And I think guys like Ricky Berwick and many others did that to get their little clout, right? To be accepted in this little group. And then you have others like Chris Tyson who actually consumed this stuff, right? Who actually, was addicted to this stuff. And we can see that by the Reddit logs, right? He's into Lolly. I'm not getting sued for that. I have too much evidence, right? He was into Lolly. And he even purchased some, right? And you got guys like Elvis the Alien who used Shadman's art for thumbnails and whatnot. He had a whole series was like, oh, look, guys, these guys ruined Fortnite. They'd made the Fortnite characters in a sexual... He knows what he's doing by that. That's not an authentic good faith argument like, hey, guys, look what they're doing. Bad. They're ruining Fortnite. No, the whole point was I get to use this sexual cartoon character in my thumbnail and I get to get views and attention from it, right? So he actively used...
I was going to say, are you taking this standard to everyone though? Like, for example, if someone replied to one tweet, would you expect an apology from them?
No, I'm not. I don't know. It's all different on each individual cases, right? Some people like Elvis the Alien, Chris Tyson, Nux was trying to collab with the guy. I like some people like that. They fucking owe me an apology, right? Ricky Berwick, did he really owe me an apology? No, not really. Like some of these guys interacted for clout, right? Some of these guys didn't actively, truly support Chadman.
Yeah, that's what I know. So there's like this hive mind mentality that no one was brave enough to speak up against him back in like 2016, 2017, just because he was heavily liked by a whole bunch of people in the community. So everybody just kind of went along with it, even though the guy was like real life drawing real life minors getting raped. They just went along with that.
Yeah, some people went along with it, and some people actively, like, truly supported it. Like, we're looking at his art, and we're like, oh, he's doing the bad thing again. He's drawing the kids. Like, and
yeah, I think that's a more rare case. But
if you guys don't mind me like reiterating something that I said just like a little while ago, I believe that there was a couple of people that were probably notable in the scene. This is just a rumor that I heard, by the way, by somebody else. But people back then would actually like buy his entire catalog or buy certain pieces of artwork or commission pieces of artwork for the sake of supporting the idea that he has his right to freedom of expression, right? So it was just more than people just wanting to be clout grabbers. More so they wanted to be like dead set on the idea that YouTube and the internet should be an edgy place where people are allowed to be edgy and do edgy things for the sake of entertainment and for the sake of expressing ideologies and whatever ideology entails, right? So a lot of people would defend Shadman despite it being morally incorrect, because they agreed that terrible things should be on the internet solely for the idea of freedom of speech and freedom of expression, right? That's just something that was an absolute back then.
And here's the other thing that's so goddamn important, right? The manipulation that is happening from some of these people needs to be called out, like dead to rights, because you are being lied to, right? How many different people that were on this list or had interacted with Shadman are saying, oh, well, I had no idea he was doing that. I had no idea. Elvis the Alien uploaded a video and was like, oh, I knew of him, but I didn't really know of him. And Elvis the Alien is just flat out fucking lying. Just flat out fucking lying in that video that went up to his channel yesterday. And a lot of people these are. And I just, it's so frustrating. Today, I had a content creator, I had the subreddit, YouTube drama, right? The number one post on that subreddit this morning when I went on there was like, how is Keemstar calling out these creators for supporting Shadman when he had, what's his name? Crux or what?
Cyrux
on Lolcow. He's platforming a pedo. Dude, this isn't
Sorry,
we're talking about support, right?
See, we really dodged a bullet with food shops, Chud. Okay, listen, you're saying no, but listen, Keem, in the subreddit's defense.
Can I finish this point? Because I'm almost there. Let me land it. All right. The guy came on the show to be criticized by TommyC, Wings, and Boogie for his crimes. All right. This is not support. But then they spin that to one sentence. You platformed a predator. That's it. Quit manipulating to your audience. Quit lying to your audience. Who are these fucking people running all this fucking cover? I want to see your hard drives. What is the point of making these arguments and spinning the narrative like that? What is the fucking point? I don't get it. Go ahead.
All right, just to be clear, subreddit, not one hive mind entity. I think that you're right to be pissed off at that specific post, but the overwhelming support for you on that subreddit is support.
Well, then I appreciate those people. I appreciate those people. And I appreciate people that hate me and don't like me, but are like, I don't fuck with Keemstar, but he's a true victim in this case. Like what was done to his daughter is wrong. I appreciate most all of you people.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that people didn't draw the line back then, keep in mind, there were some people that did, but it was very few. The fact that people didn't draw the line of what happened back then is very telling to some of like the inherent bias that some people have just because they don't like a person because of the type of stuff that they produce on the internet, right? Like that's something that should be really put in like a scope in itself.
Okay, listen, this is all very friendly, but Keemstar, there's obviously more pressing business here. You're trying to terrify TommyC into silence with an NDA, is that right?
Yeah, no, none of that makes any sense. Basically, since the beginning of the show, when we created the show, number one rule on my show, right, or any show that I do, don't talk about fucking money. Don't be talking about the fucking money behind the scenes, the splits, anything. Stop leaking any financial business stuff behind the scenes. All right. Wings and Boogie just start fucking leaking stuff left and right. You had Boogie, who just recently told CoffeeZilla that he wasn't getting paid, lied about how much he was getting paid. Wings is constantly talking about how much money he gets. TommyC either did leak or didn't leak. There's some confusion around that. At one point, Nick told me he did tell Nick.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know if Tommy leaked stuff or not. My point is, this can't go on anymore, right? We have to have an NDA. Stop leaking financial stuff because the only one that gets shit is me, right? I don't know how many times I've heard that I'm underpaying people or that I'm paying them too much. And this is no one's business. This shouldn't be anyone's business. This should be the people that own and create the show's business only. This
but I thought the behind-the-scenes stuff was supposed to be part of the drama. That's all the whole point,
Yeah, well, you thought wrong because I just said, ChudLogic, if you're following the conversation at the very beginning before the show even started, that this was supposed to be off limits.
Cope. It sounds like cope that you wanted to have
this was supposed to be off limits. No, if you can't listen to what I'm saying, then
I can listen to what you're saying. Obviously,
so you heard me say. You heard me directly say. You heard me say, Chud. You heard me say, Chud, at the very beginning, before the show even started, this was the one ground rule, right?
Wait, to be fair, I remember you guys saying that the editor gets paid more than the talent. I remember that being an exact quote on the show, even before Boogie leaked anything to CoffeeZilla, where you guys were like talking about the money. I mean, right? Because
once again, someone on the show fucking leaked how much the editor was getting. And that was a whole thing that had to be defended.
They did? What was that situation?
I don't remember.
Let's be real, mate. This is what it is, okay? This is the fucking game plan. Bring it all onto stream unless you get personally insulted, unless you get personally offended. And then all of a sudden we can't talk about it. That's the reality.
It's been the rule since day one.
Hold on.
I don't know. I brought it up multiple times.
This is all Boogie's fault. Boogie went on and told CoffeeZilla that Keem wasn't paying him this month. So Keem went on stream to feign that the podcast was making $10,000. Then people thought that meant $10 a head, meaning the podcast was making $50,000. Then I corrected it saying, no, the editor's probably making somewhere in the $2,000 ballpark. So just divide by 5. They all probably made about $2,000 and then subtract the price of the trip. So then I talked to Keem and Keem goes, Nick, what the fuck are you talking about? That's not how much they made. I won't disclose how much it was. And then corrected, and I'm like,
Nicholas, your balls are shriveling back up inside you, bro. I thought.
What do you mean?
You're sat here fucking glazing Keem. Can you remove his cock from the back of your face?
No, this is what I said publicly. This is what I said to him last night.
Oh
this
my
all,
God,
this is,
dude.
yeah.
Let me just say this. All right. I am not supposed to be on camera on Lolcow Live. I had to help the show out, to make sure that these live streams popped off. The static podcast that they were doing, the views were going down, down, down. It wasn't getting success. I have not just going on camera and doing these streams and picking topics to talk about. I'm also like making sure I work with the editors so things get done a certain way. Like I'm directing everything. I'm getting every thumbnail commissioned and done the right way. So I have to deal with that. Tommy, Wings, and Boogie, their whole job on Lolcow Live, what they've been doing so far recently, is just showing up. They just show up and talk. I am dealt with everything else, right? And I get the same amount of money as Tommy, Boogie, and Wings, right? And so I shouldn't have to give this much to the show, which I'm not even supposed to be on camera. I'm not supposed to be doing these live streams. I shouldn't have to do this much to the show and then also be criticized by the public like somehow I'm taking their money, when the only person that's getting screwed over financially is me, because I'm actively doing more, because I'm actively a bigger star on the internet. I have way more promotional power. I can drive way more traffic to the show. I know you want to cut me off before I finish my point, and so I can't land it. I get it. But these are the facts. I shouldn't have to deal with criticism and about lies that aren't even true, that people aren't getting paid.
Okay, Chud just fucking DM me. He's calling me the fucking N-word. He says that I need to like literally talk to you about negative things because I'm on here glazing and shit. All right. So here's the issue. Here's the whole big problem with this. You don't want people to think that you're not paying your employees. So you're making them sign an NDA so you can sue them, so you can garnish their wages and not pay your employees. I don't think you've thought this out.
I did. There should be some punishment for leaking financial information, for sure.
But the punishment shouldn't be the thing that you've been accused of that you don't want to be known for.
No, there should be a financial fine for leaking information.
If you're upset that people think you're not paying your employees, you're putting it in place to have a system to not pay them.
I understand many people here haven't had a real job, don't do real business, are so detached from the real world, but an NDA is pretty fucking standard in the business world. I get it. Like,
sure,
you know,
like,
don't have real jobs.
You're not
employers. You don't have employees. You don't have employees. So you have no idea what it's like in the real world and how real business is conducted. I get it. It ain't my fault that you don't have that knowledge. It's not my fault that you do not have that knowledge. It's not my fault.
Bro, you're so fucking smug, bro. Okay, it's not normal to have a fucking NDA. Bro, it's not normal to have a fucking NDA for any job.
Yes, it is. On every fucking show, even in the entertainment business, there's NDAs on all these shows. Are you like, you guys haven't hit fucking any level?
You're saying,
you haven't hit any level in this industry,
in the entertainment industry, I agree with you, but you're acting like anyone that hasn't had a fucking normal job. In a normal business, an NDA is not common. In the entertainment industry, sure.
Okay.
You're trying to fucking, showboat about you've never worked in a fucking business when you're talking specifically about the entertainment industry.
That's why you're saying the NDA is silly, because you haven't. You have no knowledge. You have no experience in this world with NDAs and business contracts, employees. You don't. I'm saying it because you don't have the knowledge. You are clueless. You are making an argument against me on something you know nothing about.
Bro, I'm not even making that fucking strong an argument about the NDA, okay? You're freaking out at me. Dude, I'm trying to understand it, and your attitude is quite frankly disgusting, okay? Nicholas, what have you got to say?
If you want to swing, get ready to get the bat right back at your fucking head. I'm going to tell you right now, you do not have employees. You don't work in the business world. You don't have any experience with NDAs, and you don't understand how prevalent they are in our industry and outside of our industry. I'm sorry. You swung.
Okay,
I'm going to swing back.
But here's the problem that you've got, right? So you're saying this to me. What about all your fucking retarded viewers that have got no clue? And you're clearly not fucking explaining it very well. And TommyC is putting up this NDA, and you're going at him in the replies. It makes it look worse.
TommyC is literally actively manipulating, saying, I'm not signing this NDA because then there'll be staged fake content.
All Tommy wants is you to specify in the NDA that it's to talk about finances. In plain English, that the NDA only covers finances. And I think that's a good compromise.
Well, look, I got to get heated when people come at me with no knowledge of the subject and then come at me sideways like I'm the bad guy.
Was that not specified in the NDA? That it was only about financial stuff?
No,
I have it.
vague.
Well, if you said that you wanted him to sign the NDA for only financial stuff.
It's an open-ended NDA.
Should.
That's the problem. He won't sign an.
The question is to me. The question is to me. So how about I answer the question?
Please,
all right.
Please.
How about I answer it? Not you guys. All right. Instead of fucking putting words in my mouth. How this is done is we send the NDA over. All right. I have not personally read it. My manager and lawyers and stuff made the NDA. I haven't read it. So what the feedback I got from Wings and Tommy initially is that it was open-ended or that they can't sign it. And before there were any red lines, do you guys know what red lines are in a contract? Or
like something that can't be crossed.
Amendments, right?
So basically what TommyC and Wings should be doing right now is they should be highlighting certain parts that won't fly, right? And then it comes back to my lawyers, and then they go and say, okay, we need to take this part out in order for this to be agreed upon between all parties and whatnot. And then it goes back to them. And then if there's still issues, that's how normal business is conducted.
Like a negotiating contract.
Yeah. We didn't get to that point because Tommy's over here like spamming to Twitter, like, oh my God, Keem's trying to make you sign this. Go fuck you.
Wait, did you say that like TommyC's lawyers and then your lawyers will go back and forth? That's like the process you're talking about?
Yeah.
Like why even include that for like a fucking Lolcow live show?
It's
like why not just include in like the NDA if you're promised with financial stuff, only have it about financials, or else it's gonna look pretty weird, especially with a whole bunch of fake drama allegations going around. It's gonna look pretty suspicious. Tommy.
Well, if the NDA is that open ended, like Wings and Tommy are suggesting, and it might be. I haven't seen the fucking NDA. I haven't read it myself. I have a lot going on. I don't know if you guys know this, right?
No, that's cool, but it sounds like a mess up on your end. Then that would be a mess up on your end. It wouldn't be Tommy.
There's no mess up. There's no mess up. It's an NDA
you're getting
over.
Very aggressive. You're getting very aggressive at TommyC for thinking that way when you haven't even read it yourself.
No, I'm not mad that he thinks that way. He's supposed to send back the sections of the contract that he disagrees with. Before we had those conversations, hold on, you're going to stop and listen. Before we had those conversations, he ran to Twitter, go fuck yourself, Keemstar.
Okay, I mean, to be fair, maybe that was too exaggerated of a response from TommyC. To like leak it
what do you know? Someone's
no
being
public.
Someone's using ChudLogic. We're using ChudLogic today.
But listen, I don't know much
that
about
could have been
the
an
situation.
exaggerated response, but two things can exist at like the same time. You can understand obviously like concerns TommyC would have, right?
I'm sure me and Tommy will talk when cooler heads will prevail, and we'll work this out.
Because you've exaggerated. Yeah. Because you've exaggerated stuff on the show before, right? And like
exaggerated what?
Like played up like drama.
Chud.
Wait, can you go on record?
You think I'm crazy?
Chud, can you go on record saying you haven't played up anything?
I'm the crazy one. Hold on. I exaggerate everything. I'm a fucking entertainer, of course. Yes.
That's a vague answer.
What, do you not exaggerate on your show? Hey guys, today we got this one caught four-handed. Like, isn't that what your persona when you stream? I'm sorry to just take your rocks that you threw at me, grab them because you missed, motherfucker, and throw it right back at your head. But do you exaggerate on your show? Do you exaggerate? Answer the question. I don't want to hear about the difference. Do you exaggerate on your show? Yes or no?
Right now,
yes or no?
Answer
yes or no? Because I'm pretty sure I got your ass. I got your ass at 4K. I got you ass. You don't think people in the audience right now are going to go through your fucking channel and find you exaggerating all kinds of fucking nonsense? Lerix, you're not good because you've been caught.
You're Spurgeon. Okay, dude. Everybody to a certain extent, there's levels to it. Everybody to a certain extent plays up like a certain inflammatory act on stream for just like putting on a show for sure. It's a clear difference between like kind of manipulating drama to make it seem more played up and fake versus like saying a more swear words on a stream. You know,
we get
clear difference between that, right?
Guys, I got to go back to my yard work. Any final?
You're
speaking nonsense.
Lost.
That's why.
Okay,
you lost. You lost.
Listen,
you can't answer. You're fucking running.
Dude,
I didn't even hear you because it's just nonsense.
There's one persistent person in chat that is asking you to validate Kiwi Farms and their information about Ava Chris Tyson.
Validate it? I don't go on Kiwi Farms. I wouldn't know what it is.
Okay.
Interesting.
I just don't. So
Kiwi Farms was right.
Can we get Kiwi Farms was right, maybe?
Can we get a trans rights scheme? That's what it feels like, dude. When the fucking leftists at the end of the stream goes, "Can we get trans rights?" No.
I would assume some people over there were probably right. Yes, I would
Okay.
assume. All right, thank you guys for having me on. And remember, these guys will always act in bad faith, and it's always Keemstar's fault. And I'm going to call you out for it every time.
And it is. It is.
That was fun. That was a good laugh.
That was good.
Bro,
that was good.
Why am I the only one that's bringing the fucking ink? Nicholas is there like, oh, Keemstar.
Yeah, Chud started sending slurs at me, like just calling me a fucking. I think he called me a lawn jockey. I don't know what the fuck that
I
means.
didn't say anything to you, bro.
Chud, maybe you have forgotten, but I was muted by Keemstar this entire time. Keemstar muted me because I called into the Lolcow live and brought up Salvo. So.
What? No.
No way.
Also, Nick, can you stop glazing Keem? That was just a giant glaze
I
fest.
fucking started controversy. Dude, here's the problem. I spoke to Keem last night. I don't want to like leak the fucking phone call, so I don't really know what angle I can take. I ended up just doing it anyway, but I don't know. Like me and Keem already knew every argument I was gonna make, and I knew every argument Keem was gonna make. If the conversation progressed further, I would have said all Wings and Boogie care about is money, and they're gonna talk about money regardless.
Nick,
so
what do you know about
people who?
What do you know about what's fake on Lolcow Live? What do you know behind the scenes? What is played up? What is played up for the drama? What is completely fake?
Dude, I'm gonna get a huge voicemail if I fucking start discussing this shit.
Oh my god, you suck! You suck.
No balls. No balls.
You are just fucking covering up for them.
I agree with Chud.
Sweeping under the rug.
I agree with ChudLogic on the whole firing aspect. It's not a Lolcow Live centric issue. It's an every Keem podcast issue. I don't even know if you realize he's doing it.
So you were quiet in the call
when
Keemstar was saying this, but now afterwards.
What do you mean?
You should have said this in the call.
I said
Stop
this
arguing about who is the most cucked, please. Fuck me. Right, listen. It's very simple, okay? The cancer thing, that was a real drama that popped off, okay?
But he's gone to the well one too many times on the I'm firing my co-host thing. He's done it like fucking how many times on Baited? He literally did a fake one with Salvo. There was a straight up fake firing that happened with Salvo before the real firings happened. Tommy's been on the fucking hook to get fired from this podcast fucking 6 times. Boogie did a stream arguing why Tommy should be getting fired. Every time Keem fights with Tommy, it's a fucking reference to how he talked too much in episode 1 of their fucking 40 episode podcast. Like they have gone to the well too much on the firing stuff. They need to stop leaning on that. It's not entertaining anymore.
I just think that, the firing thing was like, oh, we're going to fire. I mean, Lerix, you got taken in by this. In fact, Smaggle, do you want to speak on this?
No,
about Lerix
I did
retardedly getting taken in by
Yes,
it?
he did. Yes, he did. He fucking did. What he did was when Keemstar was saying, oh, I'm going to fire you forever, Lerix was like, yeah, whoa, yeah, let's go.
I briefly clapped when I said, "Hey, man, I'll give props. If Keemstar's genuinely firing him, hey, good on him." But then what does he say? Oh, dude, fired from the show until he goes on a 1-month rehab. But in this 1-month rehab process, we'll bring him on as a special guest each episode. Like, dude. And then it became bullshit again. So.
Yeah, I just think that it's played out. There's some real things that happen. Like the tattoo thing is real, and I think if the tattoo is the outcome, that's fine. It's the pursuit of some sort of like piece of content every week that I think has led to these embellishments.
No, the problem with the podcast is like in general when they do kayfabe, some of it's actually like we probably don't even know it sometimes, but whenever Boogie tries, he does it really badly. And that was what frustrated me, and I didn't want to do the fucking show in the beginning anymore, is because Boogie would just go rogue and then do some fake shit publicly on Twitter. I can't even remember what the fucking example was that drove me crazy. But whenever Boogie is faking something, you can clearly tell. Whenever he has this, like, pompous ego, he has, like, a whole demeanor to him when he's faking something.
That's why the rape question one was so funny, because I think there was a genuine, like, discomfort in talking about it. I mean,
whenever he's not comfortable, that's the truth. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I think pulling a knife is always funny. I think that's always.
Oh my god, dude, that was banging. That was a classic Lolcow Live.
Wait a second,
dude.
Wait a second. Hold on.
After.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say.
Why didn't nobody bring up the threat that Keemstar made against DSP? Why did nobody bring that up?
Oh, that was the gayest tweet I've seen in my life. Yeah,
why didn't you fucking say something then, Smaggle?
Because I was muted.
I can hear you. Nick, ask him about the DSP tweet, Nicholas. Nicholas, ask him about it.
Can we listen? You understand this is very embarrassing. You guys are fucking arguing about who was dude. Just knock
I'm
it
sorry.
off.
I'm giving my
Bro.
staff sergeant orders.
Dude, fuck me. It's unbearable. It's unbearable to me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't follow fucking all that shit that closely. I mean, I see tweets and stuff. I saw the NDA thing and thought, well, if I bring this up, Nicholas is going to bring the heat because, but I mean, it's fine. We had a fun conversation, but Jesus Christ, dude. The fucking
thing is, like, I don't understand, like, do you remember the last episode of Lolcow? Not the last one. Do you remember the first episode of Lolcow when they found out Boogie lied about his cancer? Right? Do you remember when at the very end of it, like after this whole thing happened, they're calmed down and Wings just goes, "Man, so how are we gonna do the splits or something like that?" Like, and then everyone just laughed at him, like, "Wait, Wings, he just fucking lied about his cancer. What the fuck are you talking about money for?" I forgot what he said, but it was something along those lines. All these guys do is talk about money the entire time. There's no way this NDA shit's gonna work, and that's what I told Keem last night.
The other problem as well is you see stuff like that, and your immediate instinct is, "Oh, is this just put on? Is this just put on? Are they just egging it on for something that isn't really there?"
Oh no, I saw that NDA stuff, and I'm like, that is vintage Keemstar. No, that's real.
I'm being sent a link that says you can't stop someone discussing their wages. Apparently.
Wait, that is real. Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah.
In the workplace, you can't stop people from discussing wages.
Yeah.
But that's between each other. I think the dynamic
employees.
I think the dynamic might be different if it's to the public, right?
Yeah, and that the whole thing. Honestly, you can call it cocked. It was a huge misunderstanding. I tweeted yesterday that it was because I was like, how did I know this? Tommy must have told me. And then I looked back and no, I posted the clip. Keem literally told everyone how much the podcast made that month. Like in his words, he was straight up about it.
It says under the National Labor Regulations Act, NLRA, or the Act, employees have the right to communicate with their co-workers about their wages, as well as with labor organizations, worker centers, the media, and the public.
Media.
So, I mean, I don't know whether that covers them. I don't know whether we said employees were entitled to those rights. They probably wouldn't. They'd probably be like contractors or something.